Good Thursday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel. Talks about all my cars and trucks, SUVs, motorcycles, the dogs, the kid, popcorn, the pond. Wow, what a just incredibly warm March morning. Wow, just beyond unbelievable. I mean, no different than being in Florida. Hey, good Thursday morning there. Thanks for everybody that tunes into my channel, watches me on daily conversations. Help the channel grow. Share the morning conversations when I share with you all my antics and my ideas and views and thoughts and the craziness. And I just like to talk each day. Have you noticed lately? Anyways, as always, thanks so much for tuning in my channel. And what are we gonna do today, right? I count cars. One of the subscribers yesterday reached out and said, "How many cars do you have?" And I thought, I don't even know. I haven't really even been, taking count of that lately. And last night I made a video of how many cars I have, and between the cars and trucks and motorcycles, SUVs, I think I have like 34 or 35 vehicles. If you add in the Gator, the ATV, a dirt bike, I think I'm up to like 38 vehicles. I think. I'm not going to count them this morning, but good Lord, I think I am. It's hard for me to believe, but I think I'm at the all-time highest ever of cars at one time, I think. But for some reason I feel like no, but I think it is. And wow, here's the dark horse outside. Sacrifice the dark horse for the lightning. And sometimes I think, what have I lost? If I lost something? Have you ever had that feeling? If you watch my channel and you saw when I was leaving on Monday morning, I thought I lost my set of keys to my Ford F450, which I was so bummed about that. I just don't lose my keys on my cars. So anyway, what are we talking about today? What is the conversation today? And I thought to myself, why don't we call it the loss or the loser conversations? And for some of you out there, even for me on my channel, I'm like, do I really want to talk about that? Do I really want to keep things upbeat, don't I? I try. Can't say I'm perfect at it or I do all the time, but the point is, who wants to talk about the loser? And what do you take? How do you run with that, with the cars and the state of times? At shop 7:11 or 7:04, we plugged this thing in last night. Look, she's still charging. So we're now 13 hours of charging this vehicle, and it's not charged 100% because I ran it down so low. If you're watching my channel, you'll see that I ran this thing down to the lowest ever for me. I was down to like 5 miles of range. 5 miles of range in this thing because I had to work out of the truck yesterday and I needed that truck. I just didn't feel like swapping all the gear out of it to put in another truck and blah, blah, blah. And here's the puppies. And where's the troublemaker Kiefer, who's some think he's still out of control, but you know what? He's a puppy. He's a 10-month-old dog. I don't know why some people think that these dogs just become these incredibly trained animals overnight. And my daughter yesterday was very inspiring for me. I bought that dog primarily to be a guard dog for my daughter. And we just haven't had him in a lot of training. But when we went to Florida, it was a blessing because, we lost time with Kiefer, but we gained a lot more back because of Amanda training him, who sells German Shepherd dogs. We were blessed. And now she tells me when she's out working for me and she's outside of the vehicle, he stands next to her and he follows her with no hand on a leash. So he actually, this is no lie. So right now I'm so happy to hear that, because before he used to ride around with her, he would just sit in the truck and sleep all day long. And I just never felt like he really was a watchdog. But he's changing, and he's more, he's getting to the point now where he's actually standing by, and he's actually standing next to my daughter when she's out and about working, because I'm very concerned in today's world of how bad this world is, of people do devious things to others, and especially if you have a young lady like my daughter that's out in the field and around this area, and she's by herself, but she's not. She's got a dog, so hopefully that helps and protects her. So that's a win, I hope. And I think that Kiefer, you're probably saying, where's Kiefer? I think he's constipated. Yeah, so he's actually out here chilling out, taking care of himself, which is kind of nice because he's not harassing the little ginger girl. So for the loser conversations, how do we take the loser conversations and and run with that on my channel and talk about what we're losing. And I think in so many aspects of today's world and life, we're losing so much. And if you're watching the channel and you talk about the Dodge Charger that's been revealed, that's electric, we've lost the V8 motor. So it's a loser. It's a loser deal for many, I'm sure, true Mopar enthusiasts, that Dodge has crossed the bridge and they're no longer going to offer a V8 motor in these cars ever again. And so I think that's a loser deal, why Dodge wouldn't continue to run with the V8 motor. Thank God Mustang has. Pretty incredible how I lowered the GT Mustang and how low this car here looks. But I mean, it's the size of the tires. Tires are not as tall, if you ask me. But this car looks like it sits so much lower than my other Mustang that I put those lowering springs on. And so anyways, but so the loser aspect of the Mopar brand. But at the same time, I think to myself, are we now losers of the brand because the new next generation EV is going to be faster than the ICE? And it will be. There's no doubt in my mind that new Dodge Charger Banshee that will be revealed probably later this year, production availability of next year. It'll be a badass electric vehicle that will have some pretty crazy numbers on beating the red eyes. And it's already, Tim Knuskis has already said that the next round Hellcat replacement electric is going to blow away or beat the existing red eye. He didn't say the Demon 170 though. And I think one analyst said it really well. He said, hey, I don't think you're going to see the Banshee come out with all the power in the first year. They're going to make a special edition car for that in 2026 or 2027. So you'll get the cool Banshee electric, probably 850, 900 horsepower. Maybe it's 1,000. But why would Dodge give everything all at one time? They're not going to do that. You just know it's going to be the play game if you buy this, but then down the road something bigger and better will come to the place, because Lucid and Plaid, the Tesla Plaid, are already 1,000 plus 1,100 horsepower cars. So is Dodge right out of the gate meet that? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what kind of plays out. But once again, now is my ICE a loser car, because the next round. So this summer, people start picking up the new Scat Pack Daytona with 690 horsepower. When you hit the button on the steering wheel to give it all-out power from like 640 to 690, 670 foot-pounds of torque. So in so many ways, and it's all-wheel drive. So it's obviously going to beat this car. I mean, in some ways, but it's sometimes, at the same time, what are we losing? So what are we losing out of gaining? Are we gaining or are we losing? I'm sure most people are like, we're losing because you've lost the ICE engine, that real true V8 motor rumble that comes out the back of the exhaust of these cars. So I don't care what musical system they put in that car to sound like a gas car. I think most people will be like, it's just going to be the fake doll. It makes me think of you go buy the fake doll to have sex with. I mean, that's what you're buying. You're buying a fake, something to make you feel like it's real. Well, that's so much what maybe these electric cars resonate to people. Maybe that's what goes on. It's a psychological thing where when you drive around these electric vehicles, it's like having the blow-up doll. I mean, I don't know. It's just an empty suit. And don't get me wrong, anybody out there has these electric cars. I'm not here saying that the car isn't cool, it isn't neat. I'm just saying there's just something about the substance of the car when you get in it, it's just like got no soul. And it just doesn't have that interaction like you get out of the ICE engine car, internal combustion engine car. So as far as that, the losers. And then we could talk about all you see. I mean, somebody on my channel, definitely reach out. Do you see all the loser YouTube videos out there? And what I mean by that is the constant rhetoric of the car market is done. It's done. It's over. All these cars are losing values. All the your house is losing value. your motorcycle, your RV, your boat. I mean, it's more, what I see more of is the car talk. It's a constant car talk of how the car industry is losing sales. Cars are losing values. It's a loser. It's a loser. So it's just, the underlying message more than ever today is the loser mentality. I mean, would you have to agree that any more than news, it's just loser. You lose this, you lose that. And what's very interesting is my wife this morning actually even backed up the Fox News. Yeah, my wife watches Fox News. I don't watch news. Don't watch news. I'm just telling you, I don't watch it. So my wife's like, have you seen the latest? What's going on in New York City subways? And I'm like, no, I just don't really watch. She's like, get this. The National Guard has been deployed to New York City to guard the subways. I'm like, what? I'm like, no way. So she like backed up this morning's Fox News, and she's showing me, and I just watched it, there's 750 National Guard that have been deployed to the New York City subway system because it's that bad. But yet, Eric Adams, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. The people elected this guy. This guy's running the, oh my gosh. Is anybody, one guy yesterday reached out my channel and said, man, don't make this a political channel. And I'm like, I'm not going to make it a political channel, but I'm going to definitely talk about what's going on in our society. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be the guy that just goes silent so that these devious, rude, nasty people can do whatever the hell they want, and they just want you to shut the hell up. That's where we are today. You're supporting individuals. They say, you know what? I can do whatever I want, and what are you going to do? What are you going to do to me? What are you going to do to me? You can't do nothing to me. That's where we are in today's society, especially in this political system. So sorry for anybody out there that doesn't want to hear it. I get it, but my YouTube channel is about me sharing my antics of all my fun addictions, my cars and trucks and SUVs. And the politics plays into all these cars and trucks and motorcycles because the governing bodies are going to tell you how to run your life. And if we aren't start raising our voices and we don't support each other, and it's not acceptable, and run these politicians that are ruining this country out of office, you're a fool. Because they're going to destroy the country. And you're just a fool saying, I can't do nothing. Yes, you can. Vote these people out of office. It's bad. It's your responsibility. What are you doing? The illegals. So the thing about this, the illegals are here. I mean, is that a loser? Is it a loser deal for the American people that all these illegals are coming here and taking the taxpayers' monies? I mean, I know. It kind of gets like, oh my gosh, here we go. So anyways, back to the cars and trucks and motorcycles. So as always, when you look at the electric vehicle, what are you losing? Or if you look at the ICE vehicle, what are you losing? What are you gaining? But one thing, NASCAR, this is pretty impressive. So Chevrolet, if you think about it, we've lost this past year. The loser is you can't buy a Camaro, ZL1 or Camaro anymore. That thing is kaput. It's done. As far as buying a brand new one, you can find a used one. But so the Camaro, we've lost that. We've lost the Dodge Challenger, so that's a loser. It's no longer. You can only get the Charger, and they're saying it's done. Tim Konuskis and the Stellantis brand saying the Challenger's not coming back. So don't think that that's going to be the next great reveal. They're saying that's not going to happen. But what's interesting is the NASCAR circuit, Ford brought in the new Dark Horse, and Toyota brought in the new Camry, which are all new body styles. And Chevrolet's kicking everybody's ass in NASCAR right now. And I'm not the big NASCAR follower. I kind of, when all the typical political stuff started kind of playing out, I was like, I'm out. I'm just like, I just can't stand that these, the sports entertainment industry caters to the agendas. And that's why I'm like, screw you guys. I'm not participating. So anyways, Camaro though, but I like to read stuff. And the content is Camaro, since the Camaro car is the same body from last year, the teams have dialed in these cars where they really know how to set them up on the tracks, and they now have won like 3 of the most recent races. And they're leading and racing around the circuits at an all-time high. So Chevrolet's kicking Ford's ass, kicking Toyota's ass, and they don't think it'll last forever because they figure eventually Ford will dial in that Dark Horse and will dial in that Toyota Camry. But for the moment, the Chevy Camaro, which I just bought one, as you can see, the payment's already due today. I can't believe it. Like, damn. It's already been a month. It's already been a month since I bought this car. Is that crazy? And I literally was like, how the hell did I pull this deal off? It's incredible how I pulled this deal off. It's been unbelievable that I pulled this deal off. Oh my gosh. And I haven't even driven it. But I got to take the car to get emissions. So I can get that done. But it's been lousy weather. I'm not driving the car in this crap older weather. Forget all that. So anyway, on the NASCAR circuit, Ford and Toyota are the losers right now. On the Dodge side, the Dodge Challenger is the loser because it's no longer available. We go up here to the motorcycles, and I think to myself, if you really watch my channel, I feel like the new CVO or the new 2024 Harley Davidson is a loser in the technology aspect because of the way you can turn the bike off and on. I've showed that a gazillion times on my video of how you can't leave the bike on. I don't know why some people don't understand my communication here. It just seems like some people aren't getting the message. When you come to this bike, I've showed you a gazillion times. You turn on the power of this bike, and the whole bike powers on without starting the bike. And I've said it 50 times. And so, to me, the new generation Skyline infotainment operating system, I guess that's what they call it, infotainment, I think they've lost. It's a loser new technology because when you turn off the power to the bike for the engine, everything turns off. And I know there's a power accessory button on the side to turn it on, but you can't, it doesn't work the same way. It's terrible. And you lose the capability to directly Bluetooth your phone right to the infotainment center without having to get a headset. So to me, it's a total loser. It's a loser technology. Look at that. Isn't that pretty cool how it lights up? I think the back lights on the previous generation Harley look nicer. I really like, believe it or not, I really like the previous generation looks as far as the infotainment center, the analog gauges. I don't like the handlebars on it, but in so many ways, I like this more in some aspects more than the new CVO. But the new CVO that I have, 121 ST, yeah, I mean that thing's totally badass. So yeah, would I lose this for the 121 CVO? Well, for the most part, yes, but in some aspects, no. I just think this is I just think that people out there, if you're smart, you'll start picking up these 117 motors that are in the last run of 2023. I mean, I really would like to get a lowrider ST Street Glide. Look at this guy. He just loves to eat the ball. That's all it's about. And yeah, do I kind of pull that off? Yeah, I don't know. Something I should look into, but that's where I start going down the wrong path of buying yet another frickin' thing, which I don't need to do, right? Just take a timeout on that. As Kiefer Dog, he just wants to play. That's what he wants to do. As he trashes my seat. When's the last time? So in Indian, if you're watching my channel, you've seen it's been a loser of a loser Indian for me, where I literally have, for the most part, gotten rid of most of my Indians. And I'm even amazed I haven't bought that FTR. Why I did that, who the hell knows? I mean, that's just who I am. I think that, I really was on the page of just, in some ways, just totally getting away from India and just having the Harleys and the Hondas and the Triumph. So what else can we talk about that's a loser? What's a loser in the industry? What's going on with the cars and trucks and motorcycles, and where's it going? And that's what you just have to kind of scratch your head about, is where the auto industry really is going as we progress with the EV transition, because we've heard the conversations numerous times. I've talked about it numerous times. The EV transition isn't going like so many thought, but yet for some reason Dodge feels like this Dodge product is going to be such a hit that it's the right direction for them to go and to take away the Ice Age. And I think so many are just on the same page that it's a huge mistake that Dodge didn't continue to put a V8 motor. I mean, why? Do you really think the Hurricane motor? I mean, it really stuns me about all this. Anybody that owns these cars knows these are 20 to 25 mile per gallon vehicles. If you ride these cars right, you're getting 20 to 25 miles per gallon. I've seen 28 miles per gallon. So you just scratch your head on, do you really think the Hurricane Inline 6 twin turbo is going to be that much more efficient? Is it going to be that much less a carbon footprint? So you just, once again, it's just kind of like, so, we're losing the V8s, and we're going to the 6s, then you're going to go to the 4s, and then it's eventually going to be none of that's even available, and we're going to lose the whole Ice Age. Do we really lose the Ice Age? And anymore, I can so remember the summer of 2014 of the Dodge Hellcat reveal. So that's 10 years ago. So in the next 10 years, what are we going to lose? And you have to honestly say that the transition of what's going on, the ICE vehicles, it's just the whole world is transitioning to the EV vehicle. I know you watch my channel. I'm sure they're like, man, just no way. I'm telling you, yeah, way, it's going to happen. The charging stations are being put in as I speak today and yesterday and tomorrow. It's infinite on what's going on in our country. The infrastructure being built out for all these electric cars. It's happening more than ever in our lifetime. So it's not going to stop. And what are you going to lose this weekend? Probably an hour's worth of sleep. Because if I'm correct, we spring forward with the clocks, and you're going to lose an hour of sleep. Hard to believe that, it's just hard to believe for me that it was basically a month ago I ran over to the Harley dealer on a Sunday and picked up that Fast Johnny. And I pulled this truck in. That's a month ago after me leaving. But what's really hard to believe is how the grass is turning. And one of my subscribers reached out and said, hey, where's the 3046? Because if you look, the 4044 that I owned, that's gone. The gentleman came by and picked that up. So I lost my big tractor. This is for sale. I've had a bunch of people give me offers, but a little too low. I'm just not going to jump at the first offers because I think the price I'm wanting for it is very reasonable because it's 10 grand less than a brand new one. But anyways, the 3046 is waiting on the mid-mower connection. This is what you call a mid-mower. Here's a mower deck that this thing here is so cool. John Deere has a really cool setup here where you literally drive the tractor up onto this deck. It rolls over the deck. There's your little drive shaft, your little box, and it literally auto attaches underneath there, and then it connects to your pins, and then bing bam, the thing literally raises up, and you've got a mower deck underneath your tractor. But if you want to work in off the grass and do hard work and don't want the mower to get all beat up and ruined, you just take it off. But it's very easy to take it on and off, and that's what I'm having put on my 3046, because for so many years I've been cutting grass with zero-turn mowers, and I really want to go back to the tractor style cutting grass and have my air-conditioned heated cab where I can be in my music and I can be cutting my grass in my nice 3046. And the 4044R, that was too big a tractor for a mid-mower deck, and it's just too heavy a tractor. It would just tear the grass up. You got to be careful when you start riding around this grass. And some people are probably like, why haven't you moved your truck and trailer? Well, it's because the grass is so wet, and I just don't really want to start getting involved in loading and unloading motorcycles. I really need to get that truck and trailer over here, but then I need to unload this and that. But it's just another lost day, right? Another lost day on the adventures of Ice Age TV. And what do we got here? Kiefer, look here, now Scout, the other dog, he's in the house. He's getting the scraps. So he's in the house hanging out, hoping he gets some of the lost food. You know how the dogs play that game? Dogs are behaving pretty well. And as I say, Kiefer, he's definitely better. But he's a young dog. It just takes time. Some people on my channel think I should do this or that. Some people think he's a violent dog. I don't know. I mean, to me, it's like I've owned dogs my whole life, and what I've experienced is it just takes time to acclimate and become part of the group, and it's not easy. It's very challenging. Yeah, here's the Honda Goldwing, which, yeah, do I wish I could ride that? I do. Here's the Triumph. I mean, just what the collection. Have I lost anything since I've been gone? I don't think I have. So come on, pups, let's get upstairs here. And keep the morning conversations going. What are the loser conversations, right? Who's losing, who's winning? If you're in the stock market, get the right stocks. Come on, Ginger, let's go. No, get up here. Come on, let's go. Come on. Get up there. Don't do that. Keith, come here. Come on. There you go. Come on. Come on, Ginger. Come on. I'll stand right next to you, baby. Stay there. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. She's so smart. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Ginger, stop it. This is what you do. I should have held Kiefer down here. And then, come on, baby. Get in. Come on. This is funny. It's the duel. Come on, baby. Well, you know what? Let's just go upstairs. Come on, let's go. Hey, get ready for work. Come on, let's go. Get on back. Get on back. Get on back. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, let's go. Come on. Get up here. Come on. Hey, I changed my Ice Age TV to the ice. Come on, stop it. Stop it. There's the attitudes, right? It's always the attitude. Stop it. Come on, dudes. Yeah. It's always it's up and down, right? So, anyways, what's the other loser? I'm digging hard this morning for all the content and information that keeps you entertained. What's going on in the world, right? So, it's interesting. Elon Musk just launched a satellite called the Methane SAT. It means the Methane Satellite. Oh, look over here. I don't think I showed you this. I hung this. That's my old exhaust covers for my breakout. Yeah, because the bikes are sitting in the trailer still. Anyway, so apparently there's a defense. There's like this environmental defense organization. Yeah, no lie. There's some organization there in the world that is defending, Mother Nature. And so got my computer here going, so sorry for that. So apparently Elon Musk yesterday or the day before launched a satellite for this company that is going to be able to measure methane throughout the world. This is no lie. So apparently, I just don't get up all really in depth, all this science and all this talk, but apparently methane captures heat 80 times greater than carbon dioxide. So, in which they claim is a major impact to the climate change because the methane isn't letting the natural heat escape from Earth into the ozone, and the methane apparently is like capturing it and making it more challenging for what's supposed to go up into the universe, whatever, versus carbon dioxide is bad, but methane is really bad. And apparently methane is the number one contributor to our global warming, and it's a number one problem on the production of gas and oil, natural gas. And apparently during the COP28 in Dubai, when they had everybody there trying to come to closure on what makes sense for the world to be a cleaner and better place, and the demise of the fossil fuels, my seat sits a little lower. Yeah, my seat's worn out. This seat I have, my chair that I'm sitting on right now, this chair is at least 20 years old. Yeah, at least that. Yeah, I need to get a new seat, right? But hey, I try to just get the most out of the other things in life besides cars and trucks and SUVs, right? So anyway, the methane is a major problem, and they've got a goal by like 2030 to substantially get a better handle on all this methane that escapes from leaky oil lines and gas lines and production tanks, production facilities. So this new satellite is going to pick up where this is escaping, where it's a major problem, and these companies are going to be, called out. So instead of the companies saying they're doing their best to try to clean their methane responsibilities up, this satellite's going to be policing them. And then it goes into what they call the scope, the SCOPE. That's another thing that's going on in our world, where these satellite is going to be scoping out, just like I talked about, of finding the leaking methane. But there's going to be like 3 or 4 different categories of how companies are in compliance or not in compliance. I'm thinking, wow, here we go. So, like I say all the time, Elon Musk, he's the double-edged sword in my views of what he does good, what he does bad. And you just have to start saying to yourself, here we go. The satellites that are already spying on us, but is the future going to be more than ever where it's going to go to the consumer, that's going to go to the Iceman's house, where the satellite dish is going to say, hey, this guy has 38 vehicles. This guy has to be, tamed down. He's a total abuser of the green agenda, the green agenda's goals, because he has too many toys, too many cars, too many trucks. He's contributing to the demise of the Mother Nature. I mean, it won't surprise me at all if the future down the road is you're going to be build all these carbon footprint tax liabilities on how many cars you have to try to push you away from owning these ICE vehicles and how many you own. I'll be amazed if some whack job politician gets into office and gets this movement going, and then all the green agenda activists will be right there on board of, oh yes, absolutely, a person shouldn't have more than one vehicle. You just know where the demise of this mindset is going to set in so many people. It's a loser. It's like the loser mentality. But other people will be like, well, but you're wrong, Mr. Iceman, because your position is, who cares about Mother Nature, Earth? Whatever, But no, I'm more on the page in life that I don't think that everybody has all the answers to the future of what tomorrow will bring. And I think that mankind just evolves through many, many years of mistakes and learnings on how to get through this physical world. And it's just the part of the physical universe we live in. And meanwhile, as you know, it seems like all the things going on around us are starting to really show more than ever of the loser politicians' views and ideas and ideology that's happening right in front of our eyes. I mean, to hear that you're going to ride the subway in New York City and they've had to bring the National Guard. I mean, sincerely. I mean, are we right on the edge of a third world country? I mean, I think we are personally. I'm sure some people will be like, yeah, that's like, it's just too much freedom of people doing devious things to others without suffering the consequences. It's just too much. The district attorneys that just many more don't prosecute people for crime. And I mean, it's rampant. But I said it before and I'll say it again. Until the common person is disrupted in their lifestyle on a daily routine, or something really happens to you and others around you more frequently that's severely damaging, nobody's really going to do anything. It's just going to be the same old whatever. Just like the Ice Age. Where is the Ice Age band of people that are downtown meeting with all these political activists and agenda activists on trying to manhandle their aggressive behaviors of trying to rewrite the laws of how transportation is going to be allowed. And it's going to be, I think, controlled more than ever. In Virginia, they just now have put in place, which I've talked about this for years, you're going to be paying for the smart cars, the electric cars, you're going to start paying a road tax on your car. I don't know how they're going to do that yet. I don't know if it's the annual registration. I do know this on my electric vehicles that I register here in Virginia. The registration fee is much more expensive now. It's because it's not contributing to the road taxes and the infrastructure of the roads. So it's been talked about many times, but apparently Virginia is now implementing a new road tax specifically for EV vehicles. And once again, I haven't looked into the language, what that means. If they're going to ask you to estimate how many miles you drive a year, and you're going to have to pay off of that. I mean, I don't know. Are they going to send you a monthly bill? I have no idea. I mean, are they going to be monitoring your car? For the most part, probably. And now Dan the Man's talking about how the DMV has sold all of your data for pennies on the dollar. I haven't even looked at that video there. But once again, earlier saying, look at all the videos out there in the market that get a lot of attention. And it just seems the most dominant hit videos are the loser videos, meaning that you're being told that you're going to be losing everything. I mean, in so many ways, people constantly tune in, and I talk about it on a regular basis, And it isn't about me being jealous of other YouTubers. That isn't what I'm conveying here. What I'm saying to you is it just intrigues me that the people that cater to the videos the most, it seems to be the most dominant thing. It's a loser mentality type of video that you watch, because all you see is how everything's coming to an end and the crash is here. Look at New York City Bank, where apparently that they're into heavy debt with all this commercial real estate. Once again, it's just incredible on how it seems like the media. But here's the thing: I'm not really watching the general media news, so I could be totally ignorant in the fact that maybe the news is sharing more information than I realize, but it just doesn't seem to be the main headlines that all these properties that have been abandoned by remote workers and the infrastructure in these cities has come to a abrupt stop, where these buildings, commercial buildings, are being sold for half of what they used to be worth pre-pandemic, and that the companies that own them are going borderline bankrupt. It doesn't seem like you just hear a lot about the dire straits of what's going on. So that's when I hear all this talk of all the the repossessions of cars, people don't make their car payments, the foreclosures on homes. I mean, I guess that it's coming tomorrow, right? But I've heard this now for 2-3 years. And once again, not one person has reached out on my channel to share any dire straits stories of anybody they know. I mean, sincerely, does anybody have these stories of anybody know that their life's in a shambles and it's all come to just a grinding halt, and they're homeless and they have no money and they've lost their car and their job? I mean, I'm just not hearing these conversations. So what's the next loser thing? Is the artificial intelligence going to lose? Are people going to be losers more than ever because they resort to artificial intelligence to learn how to tell people something? To have artificial intelligence actually give you content to talk about and do it's already known in colleges, plagiarism and all that other stuff. But it's interesting, there's two brothers on X, Ed and Brian, out of like Fort Lauderdale, Florida, two twin brothers, and they're very strong Biden supporters, very strong liberal-minded people, and they just constantly on there siding with Hunter Biden and Joe Biden and how everything's great and grand and blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's true. If you go on there, you'll see these two brothers, and they work off each other all day long. They're making good money. I can guarantee these two guys are, if you can become a creator on X and you can create content that thousands of people interact on your posts, you're going to be making 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 grand a month on X. Yes, you will, because you're creating content that's driving people to interact with your conversations. And it's but you got to do it all day long. You have to sit in your house all day long and just post constant content. You're basically your own mini Fox News, MSNBC, CNN. That's what these guys are doing, basically. But it's interesting, I said on X a while back, there's no doubt in my mind these two brothers use artificial intelligence to create all their content. And yesterday, sure enough, Brian or Ed, one of the brothers, confessed that he uses artificial ChatGPT a lot. And that conversation is because of Elon Musk wanting to sue Sam Altman and Bill Gates of Microsoft and other parties in OpenAI, because Elon Musk's position is that they're created this artificial intelligence not for the well-being of mankind, but for the well-being of Bill Gates and Sam Altman and a select few to make their billions of dollars off of all this technology. But you just step back and look at Elon Musk. He's the richest guy in the world. And how did he become rich besides off the green agenda? The green agenda is what has created Elon Musk's wealth. I think it's really interesting how Elon Musk has publicly come out and he's telling everybody he's not going to contribute 1 cent to either political nominee. So he's not going to give Donald Trump any money, and he's not going to give Joe Biden any money. So his position is, but why would he? I mean, does Elon Musk really need, in so many ways, Donald Trump in office? I mean, that's where it's kind of intriguing, where he supports Donald Trump and he doesn't like Joe Biden, but the Joe Biden policies of the green agenda, like never seen, has enriched Elon Musk like never ever seen. Versus Donald Trump If he came to office and you want to start rolling everything back, it would truly be, in some ways, a financial hit against Elon. In some ways, not totally. I don't think that Trump can just roll back everything if he comes into office. I don't think he would, but I think he's probably going to slow down some of the mandates and whatever else may happen. So there it is. It's the loser conversations. Was it a loser conversation? I mean, are we in a loser? Is this going to be the loser year of the year that we do start to see? We start to witness more than ever people losing their jobs, losing their cars or houses. I mean, is that really going to play out? Do you believe that? Do you believe that the stock market is going to reverse itself and be worth half? I mean, who here on my channel feels like 2024 is going to be the year of the biggest losses and loser year in modern times, when we've had an incredible run of financial gain of people making money in the stock market in the last 2 years, and the financial gain of people's houses being worth more money, and the car industry, they had their run. I think that's kind of over, but it had its most lucrative years of making profits. So is that loser, is it all coming down to the loser end of the year? But it's election year. But what's really interesting here is, on my business, I can definitely see something's going on, but it could be because it's the government contractors and government-based employees, because apparently Mike Johnson and Chuck Schumer and the Democrats and the GOP have come to closure. They have 12 bills to pass. They just apparently came to agreement on 6 bills that will keep the government funded for a particular sector March 8th and on, and Joe Biden is supposed to sign that. And then they got 6 more that they have to get through that will then keep the government officially open by March 22nd, and then that would then close the year out for the continued bipartisan bills being passed. And if they pass all 12 of these bills between now and March 22nd, then the government is finally fully funded, and it goes into the September prior to the election arguments. But the question is, does the GOP cave and finally go to let Ukraine get their money? And does, the border thing, one side claims it's the GOP's fault, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it goes back and forth. But here's the real interesting thing. Here Joe Biden's going to do the State of the Union. I left that door. Joe Biden's going to do the State of the Union address tonight. And who's going to watch that? I mean, sincerely. And so my wife told me this morning that apparently Donald Trump is going to do a simulcast like at the same time that Joe Biden's doing his State of the Union address. And he's going to be critiquing Joe Biden, I guess, on a live feed somewhere else. Just so anybody else wants to see those antics. That'll be kind of entertaining to see Donald Trump sitting there like he's sitting in a movie theater and he's watching a movie and he's critiquing the movie with you. So, that could be funny in my view. I told the wife, I'd love to see Donald Trump show up and do what Nancy Pelosi did to him and rip up the State of the Union address speech and just do that in front of the whole audience like Nancy Pelosi did to Donald Trump when he did one of his State of the Union. Maybe you remember all these things? It's incredible on how one side of this country claims that the other side of the country is so violent. We're in divisions, no doubt. We're in a division. We're in a divided country more than ever, and I don't want my YouTube channel to divide people. That's not my goal. I just want to talk about, hey, what do you see? I mean, sincerely. And you know what? If that makes you happy to see that 750 of the National Guard are standing in the New York subway right now to protect people, and you think that the right people have been elected and you support these type of people, then, wow. All I can say is wow. But hey, to each his own, right? But anyways, that's it. I'm going to leave it at that, and hope everybody has a great day. What we're going to do next? Yeah, it's out of control. Oh, Scotty Boy's here. Yeah, he's come in. I guess the kid's coming up the stairs. Hi, Scotty. Oh, yeah, hi. Oh, he's excited. My little boy is excited to see Daddy. It's Scotty. Scotty boy. Yeah. You got fed? You're happy, aren't you, right? Yeah, everybody there. Where's the daughter? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, thanks for watching my channel. Share the channel. Share the channel. Help it grow. And oh yeah, and here's the Ice Age TV stickers. I'll be getting some out to who emailed me. Sorry for the delay, but if you want an Ice Age TV sticker, just email me iceagetvcomments@gmail.com, or just email me iceagetvcomments@gmail.com if you're just wanting to say, hey, Iceman, what's going on, and this is what I thought, or share your pictures of your nice cars and trucks, your stories, whatever. I enjoy those. I enjoy all that. So everybody have a great day. I know it's a long video. I can talk. Yeah, I know. God bless. Stay safe.